Let's take a look at the jobs or the labour market today because we want to actually see what's going on. Now, this is boring, but it's going to be good education for me in where things are going because I like investing in assets like crypto and stocks, things of that nature, potentially gold and silver. So it is very important for me to know what's going on because then I can understand when to buy and when to sell. So the US Labour Department just revised minus 911,000 jobs out of 12 months of already reported data, the largest revision in history. This is officially above 2009 levels. So look at 2009, it's worse. Overstated by 76,000 per month. What is next? So here's the data. We are seeing large revisions in consumer orientated categories. So like wholesale trade, retail trade, transportation, leisure and hospitality. So this includes minus 176,000 jobs in leisure and hospitality and minus 226,000 jobs in trade, transportation and utilities. So total private hiring was overstated by a massive 880k jobs. That's actually worrying because Uber and Tesla are incorporating driverless technology cars. If we look and take a look at their stocks, so Tesla and Google are incorporating driverless cars and technology like that, man. Hopefully Tesla does come down so I can get an entry. And the market is currently open as well, which is a madness. But yeah, so these lot are incorporating technology. Even Google have some cars which are coming up driverless. So that means people are losing jobs in even the transportation field. I think Uber is pretty high though, yeah. So that isn't something I'd be interested in yet, even though it could probably pump a lot. We'll have to look at Uber P ratio. 16! It's only 16! Yo, I'm actually gonna take a look at that then. It's a strong buy. Uber Technologies. Wow, bruh. That's actually very surprising. Now, this now marks the largest revision in history, even above 2009 levels. In 2009, it was minus 900k jobs out of 12 months of already reported data. We are now seeing revisions that are larger than the largest financial crisis outside the US Great Depression. We're already in a recession, I think. We may be entering a greater depression than what we'd seen before. Because if you look at stocks, they're at all-time highs. Crypto at all-time highs, so a lot of people have to lose a lot of money. A lot of people have to be crying, and you don't want to be the one crying and on the wrong end of that, because that means you have to get another job in the AI boom. Good luck with that, because it's already deteriorating. That's why you have to be very careful with your capital and make sure that you preserve it. Last month, the US revised minus 258k jobs out of the June and May jobs report. If you factor in the revisions from yesterday, June fell another minus 27k. Wow, largest negative 2 month net revision in US history outside of 2020. Furthermore, take a look at the data if you exclude healthcare. So healthcare, the US economy has lost minus 142k over the last 4 months. June 2025 was the first month in 4+ years to see a net loss of jobs after 2 consecutive monthly downward revisions. This is going to end horrifically, man. I hate to be the bearer of bad news and I'm a pessimist at heart, but this is absurd. The US labour market is entirely dependent on healthcare jobs gains. So it's entirely. Now look at this, look at the health and services, look at how many jobs are included in that compared to every other industry. Look at how many lost jobs there were in the past 3 months. Business and professional services along with manufacturing has lost minus 82k jobs in 3 months. We are likely be revised too. Take a look at gold this year, now officially up more than plus 40%. Gold miners are now up nearly 100%. Or 10 times the S&P's return. Weakness in the labour market is not new to gold. This has been priced in for years. Gold knows the Fed will be forced to cut interest rates. The Fed's purpose is to reduce unemployment and avoid inflation or deflation. This is the Fed's dual mandate. Since 2021, the Fed has been laser focused on the inflation side of the mandate. Now it's not the inflation that's gone, it's that the labour market that's gotten worse. It's actually getting worse. In 8 days, we expect the Fed to cut rates by 25 basis points. This will mark the first Fed rate cut in 30 years, with PC inflation at or above 2.9%. The Fed will be cutting rates into hot inflation because the labour market is weak. Asset owners will reap the rewards. So when he talks assets, I know he's talking about stocks and crypto, but what specifically? I should have held on to more of my Google. Because inflation is on the rise, the Fed will take a dovish but cautious tone. Core CPI inflation is back above 3% and never neared the Fed's 2% target. This will be the first rate cut in history, with stocks at record highs, core CPI at 3% and GDP. Whoa, the market is entering a new era of monetary policy. This is bad, bro. Today's BLS revisions came in nearly minus 230k jobs worse than expected. This 12-month revision is more than the entire population of San Francisco. Interest rates are coming next. So, we need to hold assets, but we need to hold the best assets. So the S&P is probably going to perform, but there's going to be individual stocks in the S&P that are going to perform very well. Now, don't take what I take as saying right now as gospel. Because currently, Google's pumped a lot, bro. So if you bought it from there, you've made a lot of money. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I did buy money. The targets are going up for people as well. I'm looking at a correction for Google. I'm not going to lie. Even though the PE ratio is very good. I'm just surprised at Uber. I'm just surprised at Uber Technologies. And like Tesla, all these stocks, bro, they're going to go up a lot. Like, let's actually look at the most popular stocks. Even if you buy the most popular ones, I'd argue they're safer, but you need to ensure that you have stop losses on them because their valuation is mad. But they might just explode. Because look, all of these are still a strong buy, apart from like the Netflix, which is pumped like crazy. The Neos, Alibaba's a strong buy, it's pumping. Google, Meta, Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, Amazon. Amazon's another top stock. Like Nvidia. Why does this look like it wants to roll over though with Amazon? It looks like it wants to correct before it goes higher. This is where I don't know about September. Because everybody's wanting and expecting a decline in September. But will we get that? Because everybody's expecting it. Because this is what people are expecting. But will we get it if all of the market thinks one thing? What do we think?